technology does save lives in some fields. It helps people in some fields. That there are huge benefits in some fields, some areas, some industries. But there is also the argument that the fact that we're getting so smart and things are becoming so automated, people are going to lose a lot of jobs, right? It's almost like anything in life. There is a positive and a negative effect to almost everything. And we can complain about it. We can cry about it. It doesn't really matter, but it is what it is, and it is the reality of today. That is called disruptive intentions, right? When we're talking about stopping technology or not stopping it, but the fact that it's happening, that reality, that truth right now, it's called the advancement of technology and here we go. It's called disruptive innovation, right? So innovation is about inventing things. It's kind of like when you're in business today and COVID comes and you have to reinvent how you're going to do business and how you're going to change things, how you're going to modify. You can't go, oh, it's the government's fault. Oh, it's the location's fault. Oh, it's the tax. And blaming and pointing your finger everywhere isn't going to solve the problem, and it ain't going to pay the bills. So you have to be resourceful to find ways, and I don't mean resourceful, Mom, I need money. Dad, I need money. No, you've got to find other ways to get the job done yourself, right? That's innovation, reinventing, doing it a different way. An example, Newway Education. We were primarily a on-site school, but we've had to change. So we could either say, that's it, there's nothing more to do, let's shut everything down and do something else. Or we could start doing things online and get to students a different way, right? That's innovation. Disruptive is something that shakes the foundation, something that ruffles the feathers, something that it makes it not normal anymore, right? It's disruptive. An earthquake is disruptive. A storm is disruptive. COVID is disruptive, destructive. So you add them together and you have what the reality of today is. Computers, robots, artificial intelligence are going to save the life, and we are going to evolve as a human race. But in the process, there's going to be the negative. The more technology comes, the more robots come, I'm going to repeat myself again, the more jobs are going to be lost. All right, so that's what it's called. So I'm going to give you an example here and then a couple of notes. So the future of robotics and AI is real. And an example of that is, just look at factories, right? Research showed us that more than 5 million factory workers have lost their jobs since the year 2000. Okay, that's not 500, that's not 5,000. 5 million factory workers have lost their job in the last 20 years. All right? But the thing is, because of technology, but US and this is only in the US, so there's probably more jobs in Asia. The US manufacturing has increased to about 15%. Some were 14, some were 15, some were 16%. So this is what is known as disruptive innovation, right? So I mean, kind of take that into consideration and see what that means. And this is just in the US, so it's different in every country. So in 20 years, they've laid off 5 million people in the factory industry, okay, building cars and whatever, textiles. But yet, all those people gone, they're producing more and making more money. So there's one of the negative sides of technology and robotics, right? Because it's being done by machines.
Mr. Ken, when cars first came out, many who work for horses went out of businesses, but they invented themselves.
Reinvented themselves. Yeah, they have to. They have to. I mean, there's a lot of towns when you go through the U.S. Detroit was boom town, back in the 60s and 70s, I think. It was car town. I forget what the word. There was a word for that city. Motor City. That's what it was. But now unemployment is really bad and crime is really bad. It's not the same city it used to be. And a lot of towns that had factories, that was the main source of income for the people who lived there. It's kind of like you have a town that's built around a coal mine, and then all of a sudden the coal ends. There's no more mining. Well, the population doesn't go up, it goes down, right? Everybody leaves because there's no more work. So this is something you have to take into consideration. So my last notes for you are my opinions. Again, not the opinions necessarily of anybody at Newway or any of our sponsors. But in my opinion and my experience, what I would tell you is that when you decide you're going to go to university, or you're in university, or college, or whatever it is you choose you want to do in the future, do your research. They call it do your due diligence, right? Check it out. See what the forecasts are. Do some research in it and see how technology has affected your field that you're interested in. Now, I'm the first to say and believe 100% that you should truly pick something, follow something that you're passionate about, something that you love to do, because if you love doing it, it's not work. Right? There's nothing worse than going to work every day and hating your job and going home and complaining about it. You know, you're not a nice life. So my point is this: whether you're going to university, whether you're in university, or whether you're working now and you don't see the future, right? Do the research, check what's going on. Know that jobs like cashiers, jobs like they're saying now that accounting and doing taxes and things like this. I'm not even going to go into all the jobs that they talk about will be disappearing in the next 10 to 20 years. But I will tell you that there are a lot of industries and fields and jobs and careers that people have today that won't be here in 10 to 20 years. So pick very carefully. Do your research before you decide what you want to study. And if you're into robotics and stuff, that's probably a good one to go into too. There's a lot of good things to do, but there's a lot you need to be cautious about. That's all I have to say today. So that's the end of our show. Do your research and choose wisely, and choose what's best for you.